In this video, let's see about data link layer. Data link layer is one of the hardware layers in the OSI reference model, and it sits above the physical layer and below the network layer, and it receives data from the network layer that is sent by the sender. So let's see now the data link layer. The data link layer, the primary aim of the data link layer is to make sure that when the message is passed from one node to the other, it should be error free. That's the main function of the data link layer. This medium that is used to transmit the information between the nodes is nothing but the physical layer that is behind or below this data link layer. And data link layer is divided into two sublayers as LLC and MAC, where LLC stands for logic link control and MAC stands for media access control. Both have divide the functionalities of the data link layer. Okay. Now, who's handling the functions of a data link layer? Who's handling it? The NIC, or the network interface card that I have written here. This is the expansion of NIC, and the host machine's device driver. These two things handles the functions of data link layer. And then, okay, let's see how DLL operates in a diagrammatic manner. Let's say that this is a network, just a diagrammatic representation. Let's say that a packet of data is being got from a network layer, and then the function of DLL is to transmit this packet of data to the respective or the corresponding destination host. So this is the destination host. So what the DLL here does is the DLL checks for the destination MAC address, and then it sends the packet of data to the host according to the MAC address that it generates. So basically what it does is, let's say this is the wire. This wire carries the packet of data. So, and this is the destination host. What this DLL does is, DLL sends a ARP request. ARP is nothing but address resolution protocol. This sends a ARP request, and this ARP request asks for who has that IP. It simply asks who has that IP that the packet is looking to send. There will be various hosts. The respective host that has the IP address similar to the packet that is intending to be sent, it sends back to the ARP request DLL, and then the packet is being sent to the corresponding destination host. This is what happens. So the DLL also does the job of encapsulating the sender's MAC address and then the receiver's MAC address in the header of the frame. Frame is nothing but packet of data, which is nothing but unit set of bits or unit of data transmission. And then let's see the functions of data link layer. The main function of data link layer is framing. What framing does is it makes sure that there is meaningful transmission of data from the sender to the receiver. So the sender sends the data in the form of a set of bits, which are nothing but the frames. Framing makes sure that it is meaningful. The message that is transmitted is meaningful. How it accomplishes this is, it adds special bit pattern to the beginning and end of the frame. So by doing this addition of special bit patterns to the beginning and end of the frame, it achieves this functionality. Okay, let's see the next function. Next function is physical addressing. So like we have seen before, I have said that the DLL encapsulates the sender MAC address and the receiver MAC address in the header file of the frame. So this is one of the function of physical addressing, and error control is also one of the function of DLL. So when it detects errors, what it does is it tries to retransmit the damaged or the lost frames. So it has the error control mechanism. And then the fourth is flow control. Okay, so by flow control, what DLL does is it coordinates the amount of data for the flow control. Why it should coordinate the amount of data is that when at the sender side and the receiver side, the data rate should be constant. If the data rate is not constant, errors are prone to happen. So what flow control, what DLL does by flow control is that it coordinates the amount of data. And then finally, access control. So in what situation DLL does the access control is that there is a, let's say there is a single communication channel. This communication channel will be shared by multiple devices. Okay, so this MAC, I have told you, right, one of the sublayer of data link layer is media access control. So what MAC does is, MAC determines at a given time which device out of 3 devices here, which device has access to this communication channel. This is the access control function of the DLL. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope it helped you.